There is less than a week before Wuthering Waves comes out. Kinda bold of them to release a game in the middle of the week. I'm sorry, it's called medical leave, I'm not going to work next Tuesday. But it's time to talk a bit about pulling income, starter banner, and the free 5-star weapon selector. Starting with the pulling income, I Am Ravenous made a spreadsheet with all the sources of asterite he could find. He has some amazing guides, you should go ahead and check out his channel, but the bottom line is that we will be getting at least 215 pulls from completing the entire game. I'm saying at least because he explains how he's missing data on 667 chests and puzzles, so we are not going to take that into account. Also, we don't know enough about how events are going to be played out, so I believe it's safe to assume that we will have more than 215 pulls by the end of the first month, basically. Maybe the first patch. Yeah, let's say the first patch, because I don't know if everybody's going to know live the game. That should guarantee us 21 4-star characters or weapons, hopefully more characters than weapons. I'm talking about copies, of course. Again, I urge you to go ahead and check out his video so you can be properly informed before starting the game. Now, the 5-star chooser. Yes, Verina is not. She won't be getting power crept anytime soon. We lack healers and our next 2 limited banners don't show any signs of a new healer coming out. That being said, there are quite a few people who hate Verina, especially a certain bald guy. Now, if you have the time, considering the amount of pulls we are going to have available, you can go ahead and reroll accounts. Yes, I know, please let me finish. I know it's kind of obvious, but if you have the time, you should go ahead and try to reroll for an early 5-star character. If that character happens to be Verina, great, you can go ahead and choose whoever you like. If not, then assess how much time you still have available and play the game with whoever you get. In my opinion, spending 10 hours on rerolls is quite an understandable amount considering how much of an advantage it will lead to. Again, in Wuthering Waves you will need 9 characters build in order to take part into the endgame. So, even if you end up pulling somebody you don't necessarily like, you shouldn't cry too much about it, you are going to use them regardless. At least at the beginning. What Verina does, she allows you to choose when to be a sweaty gamer. She allows you to choose to be casual whenever you are farming the overworld and to be a sweaty gamer when you do bosses, for example. If you don't have her, you need to constantly be a sweaty gamer, at least for the first few weeks of the game, because we are not getting a new healer anytime soon. Personally, I think I'll be going for Calciaro, although I want to use Dungeon as my main DPS just because Inlin is so hot and I'm not going to do any pulls on what's his name? Jian's banner. Is Dungeon, guys, she's on the banner, fuck. Regarding the 5-star weapon, we are getting it after reaching resonance level 45. Just like with Lycons in HSR, I think we should choose a weapon that can provide value to multiple characters. Like Genua's Lycon is best in slot for all erudition units. We are not talking about Argenti, he doesn't fucking exist. The Broadblade can only be fully utilized by Calcioro, and even in his case there are better alternatives. The gauntlets are in fact an amazing choice for all 3 gauntlet users, so Ling Yan, Genshin and Yuan Wu are going to all benefit from having it. Damn, that name is hard to fucking say. The Rectifier could be a good option if you decide to go for Anchor, but most likely Inlin will prefer her signature weapon. The Short Sword is really versatile, will be a best in slot for all sword users since all of them can make use of the attack increase it provides. When I say all, I mean the ones that we have right now, the 4 stars. Personally speaking, I'll be choosing the Short Sword in case I manage to pull some dungeon copies, since her playstyle is what seems to suit me most. The pistols are a no-go in my opinion. Pistol users cannot perform counterattacks, so I see them mostly being used to dish out damage while the enemy is staggered. For the amount of screen time they will get, besides the 10% attack increase it provides to all party members, I don't see much of a point in choosing this over the other weapons. Technically speaking, in the long run, any weapon will give you a buff to your account, but considering we are getting this for free at Resonance 45, I think you should make a choice based on the following. First, what characters you already got, and which weapon will add the most value to your account at that particular moment when you will be getting it. Again, in my opinion, the Short Sword would be the best choice, since it can also be used on Rover, but until I get my hands on the game and test some shit out, I cannot say anything for sure. So, see ya!